This was a big fucking carnival.
We're on.
Yes.
We are on. And it's Real Aussie with Jonn Ritland and
The Derbinator.
Raw. What are we calling this, Chris?
Jortlando.
Yes, fitting. I'm proud of myself because I actually came up with a good one. The problem is whenever he's on vacation or whenever he's, busy and I do the stuff by myself, I don't come up with the most creative titles. But this was not a good episode.
No.
No. One thing we want to point out, though, apparently in dark matches, or either tape for main event or dark matches, EC3 and Lacey Evans debuted.
Mm-hmm.
EC3 faced Kurt Hawkins. I'm pretty certain EC3 won, or otherwise the internet would have melted. And Natty...
Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah.
The source of my power, no!
And Lacey Evans lost to Natalya. You know what, though? I'm happy that those two are going to Raw. I think Lacey actually is a better fit for Raw. But now, we start with a brawl. By the way, a tribute graphic to Mean Gene. Mean Gene died last week. They did a tribute package to him later. Don't worry, there'll be a slight rant in there about somebody. But before that, Bobby Lashley and Rollins were brawling backstage.
Rollins.
There. Bobby was Lashleying out at him.
Right.
I deserve that one. The big old brawl. Ryder was in the brawl. Hawkins was.
Mm-hmm.
So many other people were. I'm trying to find the enthusiasm for this episode.
Yeah, I can't find it either.
Yeah, because there wasn't a lot. Now,
I also realized I did tag Nia Jax in that picture I made.
good. Fucking deserves it. And by the way, yeah, good. You should have. Here's the thing, though. They told a good narrative of where the show started and where the show ended, and it ended up in the same place. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is, the feud they're telling with Lashley and Rollins isn't very interesting.
No, I have no interest in it.
Because both of them need a win. And Rollins is going to win this. And Lashley, I want to care about Lashley. But they have creatively stifled and butchered him.
What?
Right. So much, and having that 140-pound Nat with him is no good. Because it's not benefiting them. But they...
at first it was great heel heat. It's become trite, and Leo is changing his approach. He isn't just going, Lashley!
He was also changing that after a little bit.
Yeah. I think really this whole bit was to get Leo Rush more screen time. Get him more promo abilities. Get him working on the mic more.
Kill my interest. He's good in the ring, but I can't stand the little fucker.
I mean, that is the point with him. But at the same time, if he doesn't evolve, he'll never grow bigger than a Machoke.
Right.
Or Machamp.
Good.
Machop, that's the small one.
Pokemon reference, that's alright. But yeah, they brawled a whole bunch, and then, basically Raw...
A Pokemon.
Not a Pokemon, it's Chatsu. Anyway, we start off proper. After the brawl gets broken up, we start off with the free agent, John Cena.
Yes.
And,
what?
Yeah, right. Wait, John Cena wants to be at WrestleMania. I think he's going to enter the Rumble. Did he enter
He only knows martial arts. He is not Asian.
He has the lightning fisting, though. What? we had him, though, say he wants to be in the Rumble. So I guess Cena's going to be in the Rumble? But then Drew runs out.
Walks out.
And basically...
I'm going to kick your ass!
I mean, he probably wouldn't have been that winded, but yeah, he cuts a promo and basically says, John Cena, you are the greatest of all time. It's a lie. That's okay if you think John Cena is the greatest of all time. It's okay to be wrong.
No. He was just building him up.
To knock him down.
To tear him down, yeah.
Right. And also, there were a lot of kids cheering for Cena in Orlando.
Make your opponent cocky before you break them. John.
Like Cena would Taker at Mania 34?
Not like that.
Okay. But there were a lot of kids cheering in Orlando. I see the Orlando education system has failed once again.
Do they have an education system?
They must. Something. But anyway, so Drew's talking, and then, well, let's see. Leo and Lashley are there. We're going to sue WWE if something isn't done about Rollins. And then they go to the ring, and then Rollins attacks. And then everybody's brawling. And then Ambrose shows up. And then Balor shows up. What the fuck happened? We have a 6-man tag.
There was no lawsuit.
There wasn't.
Nothing was done about Rollins.
Nothing was done about Rollins. That's a good point. I didn't know kids could bring lawsuits, though.
You can.
You can?
Yeah, I mean, if you got a lawyer and a guardian.
That's a good point. But, yeah, then we have a 6-man tag that went on forever.
God damn, 3 commercial breaks?
At least. And look, it was Ambrose, Lashley, and Drew versus Cena, Rollins, and Balor. Now, look, it was a good match. It was. There were enough spots. Everybody got a chance to shine. But it went on too long. Especially since 2 of these guys were going to have to wrestle later.
Yeah.
Rollins ends up pinning Ambrose. He does that Falcon Arrow thing to Drew McIntyre.
Holy fuck.
That is a big lad to do that to.
Yeah, that was fucking impressive. Just, how do you manage that?
It really is. I mean, and obviously, you know, credit to everybody. Everybody did fine. I mean, Cena even also. Apparently, Cena was in the match. I just saw jorts in the ring. That's really all I saw.
I saw this big patch of wavy hair.
Oh, Lashley. They have just so botched Lashley.
Oh yeah, they have.
It is. And I think that Hogan's gotta be happy about it because Hogan hates black people, and I'm just gonna say that. And by the way, we're gonna get into Rollins wants to face Ambrose tonight, and he will.
Right.
The Triple H says, "Oh, you weren't ready last week, but you're ready this week, so you're gonna face him." Good turnaround right there. 10-bell salute to Mean Gene Okerlund. It was good.
And how to immediately cut that with a knife.
You had Hogan come out. The crowd cheered for Hogan. Look, I'm going to say this much. It was kept short and sweet what Hogan said. Yep. Yeah, obviously he started to tear up. Okay, because Mean Gene wasn't black. That's why.
He didn't make it about himself. He was as respectful as he could be. Which isn't a high standard. No. But it wasn't as disappointing as I was expecting it to be.
But it was still disappointing. They could have Ric Flair on there.
Yeah, they could have.
They should have, quite frankly. And Hogan at one point talking about... The crowd was cheering him, by the way. I hope the Magic never win an NBA championship, even though they haven't.
Magic doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't. But the video package of Mean Gene, they highlighted all his stuff. That was great. That was fucking great. But then Hogan mentioning how Mean Gene's calling a whole bunch of matches and stuff in heaven, like with Warrior and Moolah. They're not in heaven, you fucker. They are down there in hell, which is where your racist ass is going to be.
Fire!
Disco Inferno.
I just need to close my eyes. I'll blend into the cave walls. That's how hell works, right?
Right. Did it work in agony? That was a weird game. Whole point is look, I get why they had Hogan there, but this was such a fucking moronic way to do it.
Yep.
Because it didn't make it about Mean Gene. No matter how much Hogan tried to make it about Mean Gene, it wasn't going to be about Mean Gene.
Yeah. Hogan tried to not make it completely about Hogan. Vince McMahon, though, knew this was all about making it about Hogan. That's why he brought him out there, so that they could have an opportunity to sell merchandise. They had a sale on Hulkamania gear because he was returning for tonight. So maybe don't buy that stuff. But yeah. That was that.
I do want to say that if you guys are happy Hogan's back, if you can forgive him, okay, that's totally fine. I'm not going to knock you guys. I'm not going to knock you guys whether what gender, what race you are. I don't care. That's cool. I do not care what happens to Hogan from here on out.
People should be allowed to genuinely grow, but they need to be genuine about their growth. And I still don't get that from him.
He made excuses. He said, be careful what you say on camera, that kind of stuff. We said this stuff, by the way, in a rant a couple days ago. Rapid fire. You can check that out if you want. Bottom line is, R.I.P. to Mean Gene Okerlund. This didn't go as badly as I thought, but I will say this, still fuck Hulk Hogan. Maybe not literally. But
please don't.
Yes, no, please don't do that, because then, something might get said on camera.
Might chafe the leather.
And then at our second match,
yes.
By the way, it began of hour 2.
Yeah.
It's Gable and Rue versus the Revival in a lumberjack match for the tag titles. AOP was not there.
Yeah.
Ascension, Luchas, B-Team, Rhino, and Slater. It was a good match.
Yeah, it was.
Considering.
Chad Gable, terrific as always. Revival, fantastic. Bobby Roode.
Great.
Wasn't part of the match for the most part.
Yeah. It's sad because Rude felt like such a big deal in NXT, and then by the time he got called up as a face, I knew he was screwed. He should be.
People are really liking my 300.5. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that here in a bit. This might be a bit of a joke-heavy show. But Chad Gable rolls up Dawson? I think it was Dawson. 1-2, but Dawson's foot's under the ropes.
Wilder, I think, actually.
Was it Wilder?
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, rolls him up and gets him inside cradle, actually, and his foot's under the ropes. So even though the ref doesn't see it, Gable and Rude win, and they're continuing to come up with ways for the Revival to lose.
The Revival are the heels, right?
The Revival are going to get a match where they're going to lose clean on the Royal Rumble pre-show. I don't want to be right. I love the Revival. I have this shirt. I love the Revival. The Revival should go to AEW. But, oh, then we get an NXT call-ups video again.
Yeah. It'd be great to see them, but not in a vignette.
Yeah. Nikki wants to play. It was intentional. Elias, still super over. Corbin comes out, because why? Why is he there? Why? Both are in the Rumble. And then Corbin beat Elias in a match.
Pretty much clean.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, he threw Elias into the ring post, like, in the ring.
Yeah. First towards the ref, which, you know, Elias stopped himself. And that was the moment of distraction that Baron Corbin needed to win.
I mean,
what was the point? What are they doing with Baron Corbin?
Why is he still in dress clothes?
Why is he still in dress clothes,
yes.
Indeed?
Why is the commentary team arguing like high schoolers?
Yeah, they went entirely too long on some points.
And not just here, a bunch of matches. It's like, if you can't have the commentary team focus on the actual match, then that's a problem.
Like, here's a tip. When someone's coming up to the ring, and we already have things that tell people who they are when they're walking up to the ring, have Michael Cole shut the fuck up.
Yeah, actually that should just be standard. Michael Cole should always show up.
They don't need introductions. Their names are already there.
In Graves, I would say Graves is an abortion on commentary, but one of those actually serves more of a purpose. I'm sorry, Graves is just an atrocity. And I know that Vince is overproducing them. But
is he an atrocity or is the script an atrocity?
Both at this point. Graves has actually reached, you know, Ventura WCW levels like
so it's the script.
No, actually they didn't script Ventura so much at WCW.
No. I'm talking about what Corey Graves is required to say.
Probably, but they're awful. And even on SmackDown, they don't seem as scripted.
It's like, unless I know exactly what was on the script for the commentary team, I can't really put all the blame on Corey for that.
I'm gonna put some on him.
Sure, but you know.
I mean, on the script writers too, sure, but
it's a bit much to call it an abortion when it's just really the script.
But the commentary is taken away so much.
Yes,
from Raw.
But is it their fault because that's the role they were given?
It is their fault somewhat, but it is not entirely
because they are hired.
Or because Vince is bad at his job. And he is.
Yes, I can agree with that.
Really bad at his job. I hope one of your predictions comes true.
Yeah.
Bold predictions, by the way, for 2019. Cheap plug for that.
Yeah.
He mentioned something about Vince. Go watch it. You'll find out what. But Vince cannot leave soon enough. The commentary team is terrible. Corbin winning, I don't know why. Ambrose was apparently on some 80s horror movie set.
No, I think that was where The Undertaker and Kane filmed their promos for Crown Jewel.
Oh god, they did. For Super Showdown and for Crown Jewel.
Why does every single area have a spooky boiler room?
It's a spooky boiler room. But yeah, that happened. Oh, then Brock, Heyman, and Braun, and this was the most awkward promo segment.
I think they tried to have Braun go off script, or not go with the script, but hit some points home. But they didn't really prep him. The production was terrible. The camera, this was a very useless promo. This was a useless setup. Why have him in the back? Why not have him in front of the ring so that you could produce a scene? Because that's, how TV works. But instead you have this steady camera on Braun Strowman. And he has to look directly into the camera. It is awkward as fuck. And he's trying to deliver lines, but it doesn't seem like he was given much material to work with. Maybe it was a sink or swim moment. How can he carry himself in a promo by himself? I wouldn't know. But it was terribly awkward.
It did nothing for this feud. I don't care about this. I'm not even going to care if Braun wins. I mean, I'm sorry. I know that sounds bad.
I care if Braun wins because it means Brock's not the champion.
Yes, and that will be nice, but they've already... I'm sorry to say they have ruined Braun. Even with a title run, I don't think that right now he's salvageable. He's got to have a long, dominant, run. Not even just as champion, but just for the rest of the year. They really wrecked him in 2018. I mean, he won tag titles with a kid. And all that.
Yeah.
But this was...
Nicholas is technically the youngest champion in WWE history.
It's a good... And not knocking the kid. It was a ref's kid.
I just find that entertaining that will actually be on the records.
That is pretty ridiculous, isn't it? Kid bumped better than Eva Marie, though.
Yes, my ass, Renee.
Oh, God, I'm sure some other talents have said that to Rene Dupree, who apparently isn't a bad guy. But anyway, yeah, this segment was just awkward as fuck. And then the Jinder Alicia promo, I don't know what they're having Alicia do. Can Alicia actually be allowed to wrestle and tell stuff in the ring and not be about what the fuck she wears?
I mean, she looks like she's been going through JoJo's Bizarre Adventure,
which you've seen more of than I have.
I have.
Apollo and Ember versus Jinder and Alicia. Ember was here. He ceased to be fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Apollo and Ember won.
Which is the right choice.
Right. Alicia sold the hell out of that Eclipse.
Yes.
That was a good, way to have them win. And then, moment of bliss with Ronda. This went on forever.
Yeah.
Sasha gets mentioned.
Yes.
Nia
walks out going, what are you choking on your last meal? But she goes up to, after Sasha comes out, after Nia and...
Well, Nia comes out first. This is something I want to point on first, and then you can get to the joke. Nia says, wait, Ronda, it sounds like you have a girl crush on Sasha. So not only, Nia, are you a disgusting, worthless piece of shit that can't fucking wrestle and you're a stupid cunt, but now apparently you hate gay people. Now apparently you have a problem with girls liking each other.
The gay community.
Styles, what? No, that was... I'm not saying that Nia actually says it. Now, she does feel that way. That's a problem. That was a bad, bad line to give her.
But now we move on to the hilarious.
There we go.
Sasha Banks comes out afterwards and challenges Nia to be the #1 contender.
Yep.
And Nia gets up in Sasha's face and says, "You have a 300.5 ounce Samoan in front of you." And for those of you who don't math, 300.5 divided by 16, that's about a 19-pound wrestler. 19-pound human being. She says she's 300.5 pounds. And I'm Mahatma Gandhi.
Nia lost weight. That's what's amazing. She not only did Steiner math in that, but she has half the brain that Sid does. That's amazing. And then Nia proceeds. By the way, that promo. I am not the bitch, or I am the bitch. I'm not a bitch, but I'm the bitch. What?
I'm a bitch.
Oh, god damn it, I forgot about that song.
Hi, here I am to remind you of songs long past.
I was 16 when that song came out, I think.
That was not.
But then Nia and Sasha had to bump like it was like Sasha was wrestling herself.
Yeah, she was carrying that match, which is good that she had to carry the match because apparently Nia only weighs 19 pounds. She's just full of hot air.
That's just Sasha.
What is that sound you make as you walk?
That's just air escaping from the folds of his fat.
Woo!
So, I hope Sasha's okay. I really
don't worry,
hope she is.
It was only 19 pounds.
19 pounds. God, Nia, you fucking idiot. Rock the Dwayne Johnson. The Dwayne. Should not have... Oh, God. Sasha won, but she took so many scary bumps in that. Yeah. She's not going to be walking by the time she's 30.
Yeah, you could tell she prepped for a lot of those spots, so a lot of the spots were planned.
But...
I mean, she did her damnedest to make it look convincing, but it's also painful.
Yeah.
It was an uncomfortable match to watch. It was not particularly entertaining. I like the fact that Nia Jax has tapped out once more to Sasha Banks.
Which is what should happen.
Yeah.
But
that's because she only weighs 19 pounds and she can't muster up that kind of force.
Pathetic. God. God, Nia, you fucking idiot. God, you fucking idiot. I thought I was going to rant a whole lot more during this, but like this show's just too funny and to be that angry at. Rollins versus Ambrose in a Falls Count Anywhere match. They went out, the champion came out first, Rollins jumped him, they brawled backstage.
Right.
Bad DDT on these boxes. And then they brawled more in the ring, bump on the concrete, Lashley interferes. Unfortunately, Leo was also there. And Lashley shockingly cost Rollins the match.
Yeah,
and Ambrose won. And then Lashley put Rollins through a table. They started it with Rollins and Lashley. They ended it with Rollins and Lashley. I have no problem with that narrative. My problem is, again, Lashley needs to win a feud. He's not going to do that against Seth. He's not gonna.
Yeah, and if he's going to, you need to make it something fucking convincing.
Or what needs to happen, honestly, is after the Rumble, if Lashley gets eliminated thanks to Leo, he needs to destroy Leo the next night. You need to end this partnership.
Yeah. Let Leo focus on 205 Live. Let him build himself up there. Because that's a place where he can work extremely well in.
Right.
He carries himself with a lot more presence in 205 Live than he does in Raw. By the way, you should go watch 205 Live.
Yeah. You should. He does great reviews of it too. D is what? D. That's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. You've got a couple good spots in there, but a couple good spots does not a great show make, nor does it make an average show.
Also, Hogan was involved, so D.
Yeah. Speaking of leathery old things, check out this poll right up here. Feel free to grade.
I'm not gonna ask. You know what? No. Do you agree, disagree with what we said? Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handles. If you want to talk to us, and a thumbnail from this guy at the end of the video.
The new thumbnails are in.
They are, and they are excellent. Real Honesty with Jonn Ritland and
the Terminator.
We'll be back with a game stream tomorrow before SmackDown. Make sure to tune in, and then a SmackDown review.
Yeah!